Okay, folks, I am going to take a little time to walk you through World of Warcraft in in a video form, in addition to some of our live sessions. Uh, the theme here, it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you remember Father Guido Sarducci and his 5-minute university, but his comedy bit there was that he felt he could teach everything you needed to learn in college. You go to college for 4 years, and then he could teach it everything you need or would really remember in 5 minutes. I'm going to try to do the same here. We spent a couple hours last night traveling around, and now I'm going to show you everything we did last night in 5 minutes. Basically, in this case, we're going to talk a little bit about questing, and if you, those of you who've played or haven't, generally speaking, when a character has an exclamation point above his head, as opposed to this question mark that Galgar has right now, if he has an exclamation point over his head, that's a quest that he can give you that you can then complete and earn rewards, including experience points, which go towards leveling up. And down here, this is your leveling bar. See the blue bar down at the bottom? You always want it to get to the end. We kind of joke sometimes about how the only reason you're really playing this game is not because of the great graphics or anything, but it's to watch this bar go from here to here and then start again and do it all over again. And hopefully do that about 90 times to get to level 90. But anyway, I had already completed a quest. So in this case, Galgar, the question mark means I can get my reward. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll go around and find some more quests and things. So I'm going to walk up to him. Remember, walking W, A, S, and D. W is forward, S is back, A turns you, and so forth. Okay? And here we go. So I found these cactus apples, and he's giving me a reward of 50 bronze, which is currency in the game, and 380 experience points. So if you notice the blue bar at the bottom, once I click complete quest, it'll fill a little more. Okay, oh, actually it filled a lot more, and now I've reached level 3, so that's very exciting. Now, if you see, and I'll explain this here. So before I just reached level 3, I had these two abilities at the bottom. Now I'm a warrior, so I can attack with my main weapon, or I can do this thing called Heroic Strike. And now I just earned something called Charge, which says I can charge to an enemy, stunning it for 1.5 seconds, and it generates 20 Rage, which is another attribute that I get. And here, if you see, there are in the mini-map, there are 2 new exclamation points that just opened up, like new quests that came up because I just completed that one. So if I wander over here, there are these 2 people, or they're not really people, these 2 orcs, Foreman Thazril. So I'm going to get up close, click on him. Now he's got a story for me, or part of the story, about lazy peons. And with that, there are objectives for a quest. He wants me to use the foreman's blackjack on 4 lazy peons when they're sleeping. So he's going to give me something that I can use in order to help complete this quest. And when I do, I'll receive 1 silver and 50 copper and 450 experience points. So I will accept that. And now under my objectives, you see 2 different quests. Charge, which I've already had, and this new one, Lazy Peons. And now I'm going to go over here to Zorithra and click on her. And she says, do you have my blackjack? Did you catch any peons sleeping on the job? Maybe I'm talking to the wrong person. Yeah, I still am. I'm sorry. So I want to go up to this person. I was still talking to Foreman. So here we go. So she has this quest for me, Vile Familiars. Okay, again, a little part of lore that goes with it. And she wants me to kill 8 Vile Familiars. And when I do so, I'll get a choice of one of these items, as well as 1 silver, 50 copper, and 550 experience points. So I'm going to accept that. So now if you notice, I have these here, and I just noticed yet another quest there. I can get that or not right now. I'm going to not get it yet. So I'm going to actually decide that I want to work on one of these quests. Let's go with the 8 Vile Familiars slain first. Now, when I clicked on that, the minimap gives me some direction, and this arrow indicates that it's up that way. So if you notice, I'm actually facing the wrong way right now. So I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to use my minimap as a guide, and I'm going to wander up what seems to be north towards where these might be. Now, another interesting thing, I can click on M at any time and show a bigger version of the map, or show more of the map. And if you notice this big blue area here with the 3 in the middle, that means that that's the area where these vile familiars will be found. So I'm going to run up there. While we're at it, a couple of things. In addition to moving with the arrows, I can press spacebar to jump. Whee! And as you can see now, I'm getting closer to where these things are. And here they are. So I'm going to try to get one of these. So I'm going to start with that charge, that new thing I had, charge. And now, if you notice down here, I should be hitting him. If you notice down here, there's a cooldown period. So I can't use charge yet again until that fills up. So I'm just going to go at him with my... And actually, I just hit 1 for attack. And if you notice, and I could have also clicked it with my mouse, but once I hit that, it's an auto attack. So I don't have to keep hitting the number 1. He's going to just keep attacking unless I choose another ability. Like in this case, if I hit this heroic strike number 2, I hit him a little harder. Now I just got 75 experience points. And now here's another important part of the game. When I see that see how he's sparkling, but also there's a bag that shows up when I get close to him. If I click on him now, I can loot him or take anything he might have on him. In this case, he has 3 copper pieces, so I'll take those. The money, really comes to help as the game evolves. You can buy other gear with it to make your guy have better armor. You can buy weapons, all sorts of things. Now here's another one. Now I'm going to, here I am attacking him. I'm going to try that number 2 heroic strike again. You'll see that's a different kind of hit. And here we go. Now watch when I do defeat him. You'll see up here it'll say Vile Familiar Slain 2 of 8. It shows it here too. That's keeping track of this particular quest. Okay? I'm going to go through this one for now and complete it, and then go back and return the quest, get my goodies for it, and then I'll, stop this video and I'll resume later with some other things. Some of the things I'd like you to learn in the short term include, questing, which I'm covering here, movement, which hopefully you're getting comfortable with, and then we'll get into working with the interacting with vendors and things like that. And there's training and things we could do to develop additional skills and abilities. The vendor is where you could purchase things but also sell items. And the game, it's an amazing game because getting up and running, just playing and enjoying yourself, I don't believe takes too long to get to that point. And then for years to come, you'll find that there's still so much to learn as you can, decide to develop certain skills better, and that contributes to your character in a number of ways. You can also ultimately join a guild or find other players to group with and just work on individual quests with, and that brings in a whole social element. So, I mean, the amount of learning that is possible and things that you could do within the game is pretty remarkable and ongoing for sure. So again, I'm just going to try to finish this quest, bring it back, and then we'll call it a wrap for this one. And if I was in a group now and we were killing these together, each one, anyone in the group killed would contribute to my count. So that even makes the process faster, and you can also in a group help each other. So if somebody is having a hard time or needs assistance, once another player comes in to help him, it definitely helps. And later, as you get into things like doing what they call dungeons and things, you have to go in with a group and you try to balance your group so there are players that can heal other players, players that are called tanks, who are the ones who actually would be kind of distracting the enemies within the dungeon, and then characters, and actually attacking them. But then there are these characters that would be what they call DPS, which is damage per second, and they actually do most, of the work. But a lot of times they would be ranged attacks, or not necessarily so, but if a ranged attacker like a hunter or something typically focuses more on DPS. They hang back and shoot at the enemy or the boss, while the tank is kind of keeping them busy. And the tank usually has more armor and such, so that the tank isn't as concerned with dying on the front line. And again, with healers involved, the tank continues to be healed. So now, as you see, I got my 8 Vile Familiars. I will go back and return this quest. See the question mark there. And the question mark now shows up on the mini-map, guiding us to where we need to go. Sometimes it's a little bit confusing because you think it's telling you to go somewhere, but it might be around the bend or inside a building or something like that. But those are all things you'll get accustomed to. I'm going around this pen with the nice boars that a lot of us killed earlier. Or not the ones that are walking around, of course. And here we go. We're getting closer to our question mark. The world is massive in terms of where you can explore and how far you can go. It's pretty crazy, the different areas, and as you explore, you open up more of it. So here's Zurita, and I think I am going to take the Vile jersey, because in my case, if you look on the right here, it compares what I currently have, which is a Scout Hunter vest, and that was 26 armor, but this Vile jersey is 48 armor. So I'm going to take that, complete my quest. There, you notice, I don't know if you noticed, but my bar got a lot more purple, meaning I'm almost at the next level. The last thing I'll show you before I wrap this one up is how to now equip my character with what I just picked up. So I can click on C. That brings up my character, okay? This is all the gear that I have currently. It shows you what the armor is, how much it's worth, things like that. This is my current weapon, and this is my bags or inventory. So I'm going to click on that, and this is the jersey that I just got. So I could click on it and drag it, and if you notice, well, it's hard to tell because I already have a jersey, but this is outlined in blue. That's where I can put that. So I'm going to plop that there. Now I have this better jersey, more armor, which means I'm going to be a little stronger and do a little better in battle. Now, just so you know, I still have 2 quests available that I picked up before. This one before I was doing this tutorial, and this one I just picked up with you watching. And now there's another one here. So as you know, I can go up, interact with that character, and pick up that quest. And that's where I will end for now. And when I return with another video, I'll show you some other things, including how we can interact with vendors and such. Okay? See you next time.